Hey YouTubers, it's me, Sarah, aka Losing with Abandon, and I'm just checking in with you. It's my 1 week post-op, woo! And I'm really, really excited. Um, I have been pretty successful this week. So let's start with the good stuff. Here's the numbers. I started out, my highest weight is 287 pounds. Sorry, I don't know where to look. My highest weight's 287. I set a goal for myself to be at 250 by my surgery on December 21st, 2011, which was a week ago. And I reached it and, in fact, exceeded it by 1 pound. Yay! So I went into surgery at 249 pounds. This last week has been challenging, we'll say. I definitely don't have it figured out yet. But I, in the last week, have lost 10 pounds. So I am at 239. So not only did I like break through 250 a week ago, I actually broke through 240. I didn't even see the 240s. So it blows my mind, totally blows my mind. And I know things could change. I'm not like I'm very realistic about this process, and I understand that next week when I start eating mushy food, there's no rules right now. I mean, everything could change weight wise, and that this first month is not about weight loss, it's about healing. So I'm keeping that in perspective and trying not to get too crazy. And but I'm extraordinarily excited. So yay! Um, Sorry, I have to look at my little notes I made because some of you guys are super good at this. Suck. So, okay. Yes, so my end goal is 150 pounds, and that gives me about 89 pounds to go to reach my goal. 89 pounds sounds so much better than 130 something pounds. So I can work 89 pounds. Okay, so some things I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about surgery recovery, kind of mental health around the surgery time, and also just sort of life in general and support. So, around surgery recovery, I guess the things that when I was looking at videos, like I was looking, a lot of people say, like, what's your list of things that you have to have? And, um, you know, I'm sure all bandsters go through this, but I totally over prepared. And for me, surgery wasn't that big of a deal. I ended up not really having any pain. I only took 2 half Vicodin the entire, like, post-surgery. This last week, I only took 2 half Vicodin, and that's it. I took Tylenol one day, and that's it. So I would say for me, the most important things were to have G2 in the house, which is the low-cal Gatorade. Um, there was a day I've struggled with being sick to my stomach and not really nauseous, but just not able to keep food down easily. And the G2 was like one of the only things, like when it was really cold. I really like the blue Arctic Freeze G2. And it has a lot of sodium though, so be careful. But when I was like barf worthy for days on end, all I wanted was G2, and it would stay down. So G2 was great for me. My heating pad, who knew I wanted a heating pad so bad? I don't know how I ever lived without one before, but I like sleep with it now. So get yourself a heating pad. There's just something so comforting about having that warmth when you just physically feel uncomfortable. And well, everyone has like kind of the shoulder pain in the left shoulder, which is actually caused by a cluster of nerves between your diaphragm and your stomach. And when your stomach is swollen and pushing against your diaphragm, it irritates that nerve cluster, and that's what makes your shoulders hurt. You also have the CO2 gas inside your body cavity that makes you really uncomfortable. And until your body processes that away, you just feel kind of uncomfortable. So, walking, drinking lots of water if you can. I couldn't. I still can't. And that heating pad just made me feel so much better. And sleeping, that's the only other thing I can say. I slept like I have never slept before. I'm finally done with that, and I still need to rest periodically, but I don't sleep like I was. But sleep is very healing, so right on. Uh, so I guess the next thing to say about surgery recovery is that I still, like I said, I don't have food figured out. Um, I I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't really, I need to be focusing on protein. I'm not. I need to be, watching my calories. I'm not. At this point, I'm eating anything that will go down and stay down. I'm focusing on soups that are pureed. Pardon me, by the way, that was gross. But like soups, I got some Isopure at the vitamin shop, which is just like clear liquid protein drink, which is what a lot of my friends in my Facebook group banded together talk about. I personally don't love the taste, but I got the best idea to get today, which is to pour it into ice cube trays and make it the Isopure into ice cubes and then put that in water. And you can figure out, it's a 20-ounce bottle, and you can figure out by how many ice cubes you pour how much protein is in each ice cube. What? That's brilliant. Why have I never thought of that before? So it pays to go to counseling, because my counselor was like, why don't you make it into ice cubes? I'm like, you're brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? So anyway, I'm going to do that today, because there's 40 grams of protein in a 20-ounce bottle, and the content is the same whether or not it's frozen or whatever, or if it's in water or whatever. So I'm like all for it. I guess one other thing, like along the lines of the food, is that one of my problems with food, like I know the right things to eat in my life, but I tend to be someone who like calculates everything, and then I freak out and I like binge, and that's a problem for me. And even now with the band, I find myself kind of like waiting until I'm starving, and then I overeat, and then I PB. Like it just comes right back up. And so I'm learning to eat at regular intervals. I'm practicing doing that. I'm still not great at it, but I'm getting better. I'm also getting used to the portions. The portions are so tiny compared to what I've been eating, and just kind of like trying to gauge for myself like what seems good. I'm at about a half cup of food, I'd say, when I eat. So I'm eating like pureed butternut squash soup. I'm eating chicken broth. I'm eating Greek yogurt, which doesn't really go down very well. A little Isopure. That's pretty much it. I'm not doing protein drinks right now. They make me sick. So anyway, I'm working on it. So hopefully next week I'll have a better report for you on that. I wanted to say quickly, this is like going forever already, but mental health wise, I think it's really important for new bandsters to, like, as you're having surgery, I struggle with depression, and I think a lot of people in our situation do, it sounds like to me. So one of the pieces of advice I got from my therapist, which was golden for me and really got me through this week, is to make dates with friends. And so I forced myself out of bed on day 3. I took a shower and I got into the car with 2 of my friends and I went for a drive. And that was it for me. Post-op day 3, I went for a drive for about 45 minutes and then I like passed out after that. I was asleep for 3 hours. Day 4, same thing, went shopping with a friend for about an hour, and then I was done after that. And then I've continued to make, I call it Sarah sitting, where I signed my friends up in advance. I filled up about 2 weeks worth of days with Sarah sitting so that my friends are forced to hang out with me, and they know that their day comes and their job is to take me somewhere in the car, get me out of the house, make sure I'm showered, just so that it like helps me combat my depression, because my depression tape tells me you don't feel good, you want to stay in bed, you suck, your life is boring, everyone hates you, you don't need to go anywhere, you don't need to take a shower, you're fat, you're ugly, like just the negative messages that go on that are easily combated by just taking a shower and getting out of bed. And the anesthesia is a really negative, depressive, and we need to combat that anesthesia, and the best way is to get up and move around. But if you are depressed, just know that the days after the lap band, you can be highly affected by the anesthesia. It could be very triggering for you, so that's something good to know. And I went into my surgery prepared for that. I didn't really actually feel triggered by that. I had a couple moments, but I've done really well, and I've had a hard time keeping my antidepressants down because I'm puking all the time. So that's another thing I'm kind of working on. But anyway, that's just something I felt like I should share because I think it's really important. It's something that we don't think about. Um, anyway, this is long enough, so I'm going to stop. But I just want you guys to know I'm doing really well, and I appreciate your support. I love my group, Banded Together on Facebook. You're my family, and I don't know what I would do without you. And all my new YouTube friends that I've met, your videos are so inspiring. Truly, Allie, you're adorable. I want to be your friend. And Lisa, I love you. A new Lisa 11 is also in my Facebook group, and Banded Stephanie is also a new YouTuber. And you know, these I feel really proud of the community that I'm a part of, and I'm just really excited to see what we all can do together. So, happy holidays. I hope your Christmases were good, and that New Year's isn't a huge deal for you. I hope that it's good. And I'll be home on Facebook to hang out with me on New Year's. I do nothing on New Year's. So anyway, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Mwah.